Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to swatch for you IT Cosmetics' new 3 Confidence in Your Glow cheek palettes. These retail through ULTA for $36 each. I'll put a link in the description box below to where you can find them to purchase them if you're interested. IT Cosmetics describes these powders as giving you an instant all-over glow and giving the skin a brightening and radiant warmth effect. They also are supposed to have a fresh orange scent, which I'm not a big fan of, as you probably already know. And it's supposed to be infused with anti-aging ingredients, but I'll just tell you up front that there's never ever going to be enough amount of powder that you could put on your face to give you the skincare benefits that something like a moisturizer would give you. So to me, that's not really an advantage to a product like this. I'm going to focus more on the makeup aspect of these new compacts. And the additional thing that I wanted to do in this video was to take an item that I saw from ULTA's own brand that you can see in the frame right now. And so I wanted to compare it because you can see that there's a good amount of similarity between the 3 strips in the Ulta Beauty compact and the 3 separate compacts that you see in front of you. So I will get into more details for that later on in the video if you're interested. For now, please subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. The last giveaway, that winner was already chosen and a bunch of goodies went out to her already, and I will be holding more giveaways soon. So please hit the subscribe button, and if you're interested in the blog sale, the link to that, as always, is in the description box below. All right, let's get to swatching these new palettes or compacts from IT Cosmetics and comparing them to a potentially much more affordable alternative through Ulta. So this one that I'm going to swatch first is Instant Nude Glow, and you can see it goes from kind of a champagne to a very pale pinky peach to a medium neutral bronze. This next one here is Instant Warm Glow, which goes from a pale peachy champagne shimmer into a medium coral and then onto another medium bronze shade. And third is Instant Natural Glow, which goes from a more frosty champagne shimmer to a medium rosy pink to a neutral bronze. And the way I'm going to swatch each of these is to run my brush back and forth through the whole pan. Of course, if you wanted to use just the highlighting shade or concentrate on one or more of the colors, you could have the choice to do that. But in terms of comparison, I'm going to be using the entire palette to show you what all the shades would look like mixed together. All right, so here is Instant Nude Glow. Comes off as a medium, I would say slightly peachy nude shade. Add a second layer just to build this up on the camera for you. All right, second is Instant Warm Glow. It has more of a pink tone to it, but also a strong, prominent bronze tone. And just like with the first shade, I'm going to add a second layer. And then Instant Natural Glow. This is definitely the most pink of all of them. It's a strong rose shade. And again, none of these shades really needed a second layer, but just to build it up and show it to you on camera. Okay, so there are your 3 glow shades up close. So definitely this is like the most kind of nudie toned. Then Warm Glow has, in comparison, I guess it's not as pink, it's more of a peachy even, I would say, but peachy like bronze tone. And then this is definitely the most pink. And they all have just a slight sheen on them, nothing glittery, nothing too shimmery when you mix all the shades together. All right, now I'm gonna give you more detailed swatches for each of the IT Cosmetics palettes in just a second, but I want to interject and compare the Ulta Beauty palette for you to see if this is even a viable alternative option. So this is the Ulta Beauty Ombre Cheek Palette. It retails for just $18 on Ulta's website. And you can see that the colors are kind of similar. You have that rose, you have something that's more bronzy, and then you have something that's more nude. Although in this palette, they're listed as being blushes, bronzers, and a highlighter. So let's see, let's go ahead and swatch them and see whether it's similar at all and possibly a more affordable option. All right, so here's first the blush shade. Again, nice and pigmented. Please excuse the scratches on my arm. Next up is the bronzing shade. And then we have the highlighter. This is just one layer of each color. Okay, so here are the powders up close. So like I mentioned, these are just one layer. They are very pigmented. They seem to go on pretty smoothly too. Now, the difference that I notice, of course, is the colors. These don't really match the colors that you're getting with the IT Cosmetics shades, but also these have more of a shine and a sheen to the finish than the ones in the IT Cosmetics palettes. But if you're looking for, you know, just this set, the quality in the Ulta one seems to be pretty good, especially for an $18 price point. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch these with my fingers to give you really heavy swatches, and I'm gonna do my best to match them up. So with the blush, I'm going to use Instant Natural Glow, which is this one. Then next to the bronzer, I think the closest is Instant Warm Glow, so I'm going to swatch that next to that one. And next to the highlighter, I will swatch Instant Nude Glow. Alright, so first blush, then the bronzer, then the highlight. So here's Instant Natural Glow, more of a mauve-y tone. Instant Warm Glow, closer than I thought it would be. Obviously has more of a pink tone overall. And Instant Nude Glow, clearly not really a highlighter, more of a nude bronzing color. So here are the comparison swatches up close. These are actually so much closer than I thought they would be. So look, you know, if you're not really set on this last color here, the $18 price point to get these 3 shades in one palette from Ulta compared to $32 each for each of these separate, I guess I should be pointing to these separate shades. I don't know. I would have a hard decision unless I was, for some reason, really set on this last shade. The texture, in terms of the way they feel when I put my finger over the powder, both of them are super soft and smooth, and with a brush they seem to go on very evenly and pretty well also. So something to consider if you really don't want to be spending the $32 on each of the IT Cosmetics palettes. Alright, and the last thing I wanted to show you was to divide these pans up into the 3 shades that they have. So I will do heavy swatches on each part of the pan, the left, the middle, and the end, to show you what the colors are like if you wanted to concentrate your brush into one of the colors. So we're going to start with Instant Nude Glow. So from left to right, here's more of the highlighting shade, middle blush shade, this is very nudie peach tone, and more of the bronzing shade. Alright, there's Instant Nude Glow. Next up, we're going to do Instant Natural Glow. Just a reminder of what the shades are like. Here's the highlighting shade, it's frosty pink. Middle shade, it's pretty bold rose shade in the middle, and the right side with the bronzing shade. Okay, those are the shades from the Instant Natural Glow pan. Alright, and last up we will do the Instant Warm Glow pan. Here's the highlighting shade on the left, the blush shade in the middle, and the bronzing shade on the right. Alright, there's Instant Warm Glow. I added a little bit more to that middle blush shade for you on that swatch. And those are what the colors look like up close. Alright, so there you have the new IT Cosmetics Confidence in Your Glow blush, bronzer, highlighter, thingamajiggers, and the pros on this are that the formula is soft, the powder is really silky smooth, applies to the skin smoothly and evenly. These colors have good pigmentation. They'll give you an overall sort of shimmery effect, but without being super glittery or even super shimmery. There's just sort of a soft glow overall, and it does combine the benefits of a bronzer and blush also. I would say the two biggest negatives are that orange scent. You can smell in the pan, and I think it's really strange actually. And on top of that, of course, it's just unnecessary to have a perfume basically added to your face makeup. But the price point also of $32 for each of these is on the high side. So you'd really need to like the color or the formula, I think, to invest in these. Comparatively, the Ombre Cheek Palette, I think, is really good for $18 to have the 3 pans, the 3 different effects. It's a pretty strong highlighter in there, a really well pigmented blush. The bronzer of the 3 seem to maybe go on a little more patchy, but of course, like I said, with any sort of powder face product, you really have to test it out in actuality, in practical, application and use to get a 100% accurate idea of how the formula will apply. But overall, again, a silky smooth feeling formula and really refined powder. They seem to apply smoothly and they have very good pigmentation. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of the IT Cosmetics new products. If you've tried the Ombre Cheek Palette from Ulta, if you've tried both of them, definitely what you think in comparison. And I hope that this video was interesting and helpful to you. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.